Let's Marvin Gaye and Get It On. In honor of the late Motown legend's birthday on April 2nd. Wonderwall.com rounded up 30 songs that are sure to give listeners that loving feeling. First up, the smooth tune from Marvin himself, Let's Get It On. The song, which is guaranteed to get any and everyone in the mood with just its first few notes. Debuted in June 1973 and was Marvin's biggest hit for Motown. Its legacy continues to live on more than 4 decades later, with Charlie Puth releasing a song called Marvin Gaye back in 2015. Keep reading to see more of the greatest romantic tunes. Related, celebrity prankster Swat's more romantic than having a song written about you? Well, not much. Lucky Chrissy Teigen got a love anthem penned in her honor by husband John Legend in 2013. And then got to show it off to the whole world. All of Me is John's biggest hit to date, thanks in large part to its sweet and sentimental lyrics. All inspired by Chrissy. It's a little bit funny, but Elton John's adorable love tune Your Song was written over breakfast, meant to portray falling in love through the eyes of someone new to the emotion. Elton's tune was co-written by his longtime songwriter partner Bernie Taupin. The song stands the test of time too. Ellie Goulding covered the tune in 2010 after Ed Sheeran released Thinking Out Loud in September 2014. The whole world seemed to fall in love with the sweet, simple tune, with lyrics like Darling, I will be loving you till we're 70. It's pretty clear why. The song even earned Ed Grammy Awards for Song of the Year and Best Pop Solo Performance. At Last by Etta James came out back in 1961 and has been one of the most popular wedding songs ever since. Though it's Etta's best-known tune, it's a major departure from her typical fare, which featured darker lyrics and more blues than ballads. The biggest song of 1994 also happened to be one of the greatest slow jams of all time, Boyz II Men's I'll Make Love to You, produced by Babyface. The track won the group the Best R&B Performance by a Duo or Group with Vocal Grammy in 1994, though originally belted out by Dolly Parton. Whitney Houston's version of I Will Always Love You lands on our list as one of the most romantic tunes of all time. The wistful lyrics aren't exactly a tale of happily ever after, but the 1992 song played perfectly with Whitney's film The Bodyguard. The touching ballad went on to win Record of the Year and Best Female Pop Vocal Performance at the 1993 Grammys. This next song actually started out as an ode to fatherly love, but transformed into a tune about trying to keep a lover. Originally penned for Keith Richards' newborn son Marlon, Mick Jagger rewrote Wild Horses after being inspired by his deteriorating relationship with Marianne Faithfull. The Rolling Stones hit was recorded in 1969. But not released until 1971. One of the most recently released songs on our list comes from former One Direction member Zayn Malik. His debut solo album topped music charts in March 2016 and its first single, Pillow Talk, doesn't shy away from topics previously sugar-coated by 1D. Zayn talked to London paper The Sunday Times about the song's subject matter, saying, "I think I'm pretty black and white about what it's about. Everybody has sex, and it's something people want to hear about." The Beach Boys released one of their most romantic tracks, God Only Knows, back in May 1966, and it still holds up today. Often considered one of the greatest songs of all time, the whimsical tune contemplates life after the death of one's true love. I'm gonna love you forever and ever. Forever and ever. Amen. Sounds good to us. Randy Travis promised just that in his 1987 country hit, appropriately titled Forever and Ever. Amen. The sweet song, which tells the tale of loving someone in old age, gray hair and all, collected a Grammy for Best Country and Western Song the next year. A song that can make even relationship-averse Samantha Jones from Sex and the City fall in love deserves a spot on this list. Sada's By Your Side came out in 2000 and was nominated for a Grammy for Best Female Pop Vocal Performance. Though Sada lost the award, she certainly wins for delivering a song that's been a staple at wedding receptions for more than 15 years, arguably the most romantic tune of his career. The song Can't Help Falling in Love by Elvis Presley was featured in the singer's film Blue Hawaii in 1961 and was an instant classic. The song has been covered by numerous artists over the last 5 decades and is widely considered to be one of the most iconic love songs of our time. The superstar was known to end most of his concerts with this mega hit, a tune about unconditional love sung by the smooth voice of Al Green. Yes. Please. Let's Stay Together was released in 1972 and became an instant classic. It was later hailed as one of the greatest songs of all time by Rolling Stone magazine. But the tune almost wasn't released. Al hated the thin sound of his falsetto on it. According to his producer, Willie Mitchell, John Mayer penned his romantic Your Body is a Wonderland for his first girlfriend, whom he dated when he was 14, and told VH1 Storytellers, "It's really a song about when you could love someone enough to jump into bed at 4 and get out when it's dark. Like when you go see a movie and you walk out and it's dark out, same thing except instead of the movie, it's sex." This song won John the Grammy for Best Male Pop Vocal Performance in 2003. The song Because You Loved Me was written for the film Up Close and Personal and was belted out by pop powerhouse Celine Dion in 1996. The dramatic and romantic ballad received mountains of critical acclaim. It was nominated for an Academy Award and a Golden Globe and won a Grammy for Best Song Written for a Motion Picture in 1997. The touching tune also served as the first single off Celine's 4th English-language album. We definitely don't see nothing wrong with this next jam. And we'd be remiss if we skipped a song that took the phrase bump and grind to a whole new level. R. Kelly's 1994 tune, Bump and Grind, always ranks high on lists of music that give people that loving feeling. We're suckers for an acoustic ballad. So one written in appreciation of the best parts of a loved one makes the cut. Ed Sheeran penned One Direction's 2012 hit Little Things and summed up the sweet song to MTV News, calling it an appreciation song. The singer-songwriter added, "It was written about the best things about someone. Kind of like the things you wouldn't expect. And who doesn't want to hear Harry Styles sing You're Perfect to Me?" Despite being considered one of the most romantic songs ever written, Edwin McCain didn't set out to 1997 Peruvian Nuevos SLB as a love tune. "It was kind of a Hail Mary prayer for me, personally. And it's been obviously linked as a romantic song." Edwin told the blog Song Facts. The musician is happy the song continues to thrive at weddings, saying, "The fact that people use I'll be for their weddings. And weddings don't have an expiration. Every year there are weddings. I'm not associated with the 90s. I'm associated with weddings. So it never ends. It's timeless." They call him USHER and he blessed us with one of the best slow jams of the 90s in 1998. Nice and Slow was number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart for 2 weeks. The sexy ballad was also Usher's first of many number 1 hits, a smile that heals and a laugh that reveals. Even Billy Joel himself was unsure of this romantic ballad, once telling an interviewer, "I thought it was cornball for years. I had trouble singing it at first. Then I got into it and decided everybody has a corny side, I suppose." But listeners disagreed. She's Got a Way plays as a perfectly sappy love tune and was released by the Piano Man himself 2 different times, first in 1971 and again in 1981 on his live album Songs in the Attic. Shakira's power ballad Underneath Your Clothes was released as the second single off her 2001 debut English album, Laundry Service. The romantic tune, which talks about unconditional love, was penned for Shakira's former beau Antonio de la Rue. D'Angelo pushed the envelope when he released one of the steamiest music videos of the new millennium. The clip for his smooth tune Untitled, How Does It Feel?, released in 2000. The slow jam full of powerful and explicit lyrics was originally intended to be a tribute to Prince, who doesn't want to be hailed as the best thing. Ray LaMontagne got it right with his 2008 song, You Are the Best Thing, though the singer-songwriter's tune was never really a huge commercial success. The romantic lyrics and the sweet folk spirit of the song made it an instant romantic classic, and a hit at weddings with a title that lays out their endgame very plainly. Color Me Bad's hit 1991 single wasn't messing around. But at some radio stations, I Wanna Sex You Up was referred to as I Wanna Love You Up. What says romance more than loving someone before you even meet them? Though the hook contains a slightly unconventional, and impossible romantic destiny. Australian group Savage Garden released their most romantic hit, 1999's I Knew I Loved You, to huge success. Who doesn't want to be dreamed into life? KCI and JoJo were the go-to band for slow dances in the 90s. Their 1998 jam All My Life served as the soundtrack to many a prom and ended up being the most successful single of the group's career. The slow jam even garnered nominations for Best R&B Vocal Performance and Best R&B Song at the 1998 Grammys. Written about an unattainable woman. Hey There Delilah from the Plain White T's made us all fall a little bit in love with lead singer Tom Higginson. Of the infamous Delilah, Tom told USA Today, "I thought she was the most beautiful girl I had ever seen. I told her, I have a song about you already. Obviously, there was no song. But I thought it was smooth. Smooth enough to score him a date to the Grammys." The 2007 hit scored the band Grammy nominations for Song of the Year and Best Pop Performance by a Duo or Group. And the real Delilah, Delilah DiCrescenzo, served as Tom's platonic date to the ceremony after Bruno Mars released Locked Out of Heaven in October 2012. The singer teased that the raunchy pop tune was about someone we're all familiar with. When pressured to reveal his inspiration for the sexy song, Bruno told Capital FM, "I might as well just say it, Halle Berry." Though the hit didn't win him Halle, it did score Bruno 2 Grammy nominations for Record of the Year and Song of the Year in 2013, though not the most obvious choice for the list. Lil Wayne surprisingly delivers some pretty romantic lyrics on 2011's How to Love, on the rapper's first sung ballad. His voice is accompanied by an acoustic guitar. Lil Wayne cited Tupac Shakur as the inspiration behind the tune, telling MTV News, "It was like Tupac had Keep Ya Head Up, and it was a message to women and little girls across the world just to keep your head up even though things are hard." Of his tune, Lil Wayne was happy with the results of the slow jam, saying, "That song is just sweeping the world. It's touching every woman. That's what it was for."